Hello, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Jamie and Marcus here.
Welcome to Wine Time Live, episode number 31.
Excellent.
It's our first episode of 2022.
We haven't done any?
Not done any since December of 2021.
Wow, I guess we've been really busy. So
We've been super busy. We've been to Mexico twice. Been to the Finger Lakes in between there.
Since December, we've been to Mexico twice. Yeah.
Yes.
The Finger Lakes.
Yes.
Tampa, Charleston. We have been traveling all over West Virginia. We've been all over the place.
Yep. So, well, we are back and we are going to talk about a wine in one of our favorite places to travel. Of course, we've been all over Italy. We've been in every region of Italy. We've been all over Spain. We've been all over California, New York. And we have recently fallen in love in the last 6 months with
Baja, Valle de Guadalupe. So Baja, California. So it is south of San Diego, south of Tijuana. And it is on, so it's part of where we go is on the ocean, and the other part is inland, probably about 20 minutes or so in the Valle de Guadalupe Valley. So it is in a valley. It is absolutely beautiful. The mountains are gorgeous in that area. And we just love it there.
Absolutely, we do. So we are going to be tasting a wine today from Montchenique Winery. They were one of the first wineries in the Valle de Guadalupe region in Mexico that says, "Hey guys, pour some wine. We've got something good here. Let's start making better quality wine."
Yeah, so I think that was the big thing with them, is that they brought better quality wine to the region.
Yes.
And they realized that the grapes that were growing in that region were just so good. And so
a lot more potential.
Yes. Than they were getting credit for.
They had a lot more potential than they were making.
Absolutely.
They were making underneath. And that's because there's a big company there called Lachetto.
Cheers.
Cheers. Lachetto, the big boys of the valley, make 1 million cases a year. And they traditionally made wine for the Mexican market, which was inexpensive wine. Mexico is known as a beer producing state, tequila, mezcal. They were making wine for really inexpensive. And I went to the grocery store. You didn't go into the grocery store with me last time. I was there. But there was a ton of Lachetto wine all over the shelf in the grocery store. It was
because they make a lot of wine there. So they make more than half, right, of all of the wine production that's made in that region. But you know what? I just have to tell you that a week ago today, we were sitting at Montchenique drinking wine
in the VIP
room up above, sitting overlooking the mountains, overlooking the pond that they have there, the vineyards. And so cheers.
Overlooking the whole valley.
Oh, yeah, it was beautiful.
The whole valley. So Montchenique came in the 80s and said, "Okay, guys, let's step up our game here. Collectively, as a region, let's step up our game." And that's what they did. Even Lachetto makes better wines now. They make some reserve wines. They make some high quality wines. And they still make their very inexpensive table everyday wine for the Mexican market. And
for us, because we're big wine drinkers, we just love the wine coming out of that region. There is some bad wine, but the wine coming out of there, for the most part of everything, I guess we go to really good wineries, is really good. They make wines from all different grapes from all different regions of the world, but they're all grown in that valley.
All different styles of the world, all different grapes.
Styles. There's a Bordeaux style. There's Bordeaux. There's
lots of Italian grapes,
Spanish, Portuguese. There's
American grapes. There's a ton there.
Unbelievable. I mean, how many grapes varietals are there? Like 140 or something like that, maybe even more.
They grow about 140 in that region.
Yeah.
Now, for a while there, we've been there 3 times. For a while there, I thought that, I keep saying, there's a lot of bad wines there. We have not had any bad wines there. And I'm starting to think, well, maybe everybody makes great wine down here.
I don't think so.
So remember, we had 15 minutes to kill before we went to Montchenique.
We did.
And our driver goes, "Oh, I know this other winery around literally across the street.
Let's stop
I know the owner, so let's stop in." And we stopped in. We were like,
so they chilled their wine.
They chilled their reds.
Know why. Their port was not bad. The port was not great. It's not port like you'd get in Portugal, but it was okay.
The tasting was $2 a person.
$2.50.
$2.50 a person tasting for 3 tastes. Most wineries are $10, $12, $15, $20, $30, $40, depending on how many wines you taste. And I was like, okay, I think we found our first winery that we're not really
I wouldn't go there.
I wouldn't go there.
I wouldn't go back.
It turns out there's a lot of wineries that are like that. However, with our connections with the restaurant and with our importers, they've sent us to the top-notch places. So we've
Right.
had the
They're not
luxury.
going to send us to bad places.
They're not
that's
going
for
to,
sure.
and the other thing is they're not going to import bad
Bad
wines.
wines.
So they're not going to talk to companies that are just producing subpar wines and be like, oh, we want to bring you to New York. There's no reason to bring a bad Mexican wine to New York
No reason,
and
right.
tarnish the Mexican name of the wines when Mexico's having a hard enough problem anyway, getting their wines in distribution, making a name for themselves and all that.
So the region we go to is not like Cancun. It's not like
Cabo, it's not
Playa del Carmen. It's not those big resorts that you go to that's all inclusive and you get to drink what you want,
Drink your butt off all day and sit on the beach.
Eat what you want at all these different bars and all that kind of stuff. There's no swim up bars. There's none of that kind of stuff there. I mean, this is really
There are pools. There's great resorts.
Right.
There's amazing
but
food.
It's not like that, right? So it's like going away to Italy and going to the vineyards. I mean, it really is like every place you go is completely different. Some are big, some are bigger, some are smaller, some are a tasting room that isn't even open to the public.
Right.
And so that's the feel that we give to you when you travel with us and when you go to Mexico.
Right. So now our last trip we had a revelation. First of all, that region is extremely safe. Ensenada, which is the main city there in the whole state of Ensenada, county, region of Ensenada, they have 2 cruise ships that come in a day and drop off thousands of people in Ensenada.
Mm-hmm.
If that area was not safe, the cruise lines would not be dropping people off there, right? They wouldn't be doing that. So people say to me, Marcus, isn't safe. I don't know about Mexico, the cartels. Totally safe. This is an Americanized.
We've never felt unsafe there.
Never felt unsafe. This is an American.
And we've gone 3 times. We've come back 3 times.
This is an American-ready tourism spot.
Right.
It's called the Napa Valley of Mexico. It is 200 wineries. It is the best restaurants. All the best chefs in Mexico have restaurants there. The best resorts, they're there. The best wineries, of course, it is a wine region, are there. The best of everything is happening when it comes to gastronomy, the food, the restaurants, and wine and resorts and hospitality in that region. It's top notch. We had a revelation last time. We usually stay at several different places. We mix it up. We'll stay in one of our favorite places that we've stayed in the past. We were like, you know what? I think our guests would love more of an authentic boutique bodega experience, like the boutique inn, the small inn, 12 rooms, 6 rooms. And we took the guests to a couple of places we stayed in the past. And they're like, this is really cool if we stayed here. Like, this would be really, really cool. So our upcoming trips, like we're going to stay at a place called Adobe Guadalupe, which is Mrs. Miller's house. She has 6 rooms that she has a bed and breakfast. She lives in one wing that's closed off. And then you go into the main dining room, into the library, living room, big kitchen.
Through a huge, beautiful fountain.
Oh my gosh.
You look like you're in a villa in Italy. I mean, you really do.
She had a very famous Iranian architect design that. And it's amazing. In fact, if you're watching, it's actually on my phone because I love the picture so much of her tasting room. Let's see if I can get the picture here. Right there. If you're watching, that's it right there. So that's part of her tasting room, the tower and the wine cellar.
The wine cellar is underneath that tower.
It is underneath the tower.
So you get to taste wine with Mrs. Miller. You get to taste wine in the cellar.
So our guests were like,
with them, right?
Our guests were like, we would love to stay here with Mrs. Miller. We'd love to stay in her house. This is authentic Mexico. And then Daniel Sanchez at Hacienda Guadalupe has a 12-room inn that he started with, a 12-room inn, boutique inn, then a restaurant, then a big winery, a big building. And they're like, this would be great staying in a place like this. These are little upscale boutique-y, like haciendas that you feel like you're at the owner's place.
Like you're in Mexico.
You feel like you're at the owner's house, which you are. And they're like, this is what so we're tweaking some things and making it that more authentic Mexican feel. When we're staying on the ocean, we're going to stay at a new resort, 10, 12 years old, super upscale, very luxurious, nothing like the feel we had before. It's going to give us a different perspective of the resorts there. We stay on the beach or on the shore.
You can get to the beach within
the beach is right there.
I mean, it's like
we walk right through the hotel and out the door through their yard, and you're on the ocean. So we're gonna stay 3 nights in this beautiful 12-room boutique hacienda. Then Mrs. Miller's house for 2 nights, and then on the waterfront.
You say Mrs. Miller's house, but it is her house. But it's a property.
It's a property.
It's a beautiful
It's
property.
a boutique bed and breakfast.
Yeah.
It was built as a bed and breakfast. it's a secluded area where your rooms are. It's great. It's not like you're in somebody's house,
Right.
but she lives there. It's her residence, and it is beautiful.
It is beautiful.
The picture. I mean,
everything about it is picturesque.
She has these
there's horses on the property.
Rare horses that she's very proud of this breed.
You can walk through the vineyards. There's a food truck on the property. They make us this amazing breakfast in the morning. I mean, homemade breakfast. You sit at this long table in her kitchen. Looking at her
order
cookbooks.
huevos rancheros.
It's amazing.
All these
really
things.
It's amazing.
Chili Achilles.
It really is amazing. So, check out VIPWineryVacations.com. The information will be up shortly. We're working on pricing right now. We had to tweak a few little things, like Marcus said, and the price should be up soon. We're going to go for a little bit longer.
We're going to go longer.
But we're not done talking yet. But
we're going to places like Bruma, Fauna, which is an American Deckman's, which is an amazing restaurant. Finca Altazano, amazing restaurant. We sat there last time with his son and daughter, hung out with them on opening night of Ani Malone, their pop-up up in the main garden. We went to this place called Leonardo's for breakfast. Amazing.
Donna Estela.
La Cucina de Donna Estela, the #1 breakfast Mexican restaurant, #1 Mexican restaurant.
It's like something you just have to experience. It's like Mexico, like
you go 2 miles, 3 miles down this dirt
road, up and down,
big potholes,
bumpy dirt road. Yeah.
And you get to this farmhouse that has like pigs and chickens and sheep and everything running around, and there's like a half an hour wait on the weekdays. Yeah. We were lucky we knew how to time it, and we didn't have to wait with our group. We started getting there a little early. So we're going just to backcountry of Mexico. We're going to experience a real authentic Mexico when it comes to the culture, the cuisine, and the wines.
Don't forget the wines. That was the next part. I mean, we just found a new place called Benacava, which is amazing. It's an underground, so it's their boats are the roof, and it goes underground. They make natural wines, organic wines there. We just found them. I can't wait to go back there and taste more. We really showed up unannounced.
We showed up unannounced,
and they took great care of us.
So basically, they have these boats they flipped upside down.
Yep. And
they use the boat bottoms, right, as the tops. So they dug out into the mountain, into the hill, put this in the top, so you're like you're walking into a cave. So there's the sides inside are all dirt, earthen, and then the top is that. Really, really cool.
And Ben Benoit, who sits with us, he moved down there to retire, and he's not really retired. He's growing. He makes about 300 cases of wine.
Yeah, right? He makes everything on 3 acres.
Yeah,
he grows all of his grapes on his
300
own.
Cases, is that correct?
300 cases on his own property of 3 acres, 300 cases.
And he takes care of us, and he pours wine, and he tells us these stories, and the stories are crazy and fun, and like you just want to like be his friend.
Yes,
like you really just want to be his friend. And then Henry Lurton, which is a small little tasting room that is Bordeaux or French style wines. He came from France to
the two brothers
start the revolution, to kind of help
join
the forces. And then you have Bruma, you have Lulu from Bruma, who's the winemaker. She makes wine for lots of other or consults. You have Palafox, you have Thyme
Palafox,
who you just feel like you've known him forever when you walk in and you give him a hug, and you've known him forever. Underneath his tree, you have Magoni.
We met the folks from Duoma.
Oh, Duoma,
Two hands. And Eliza, Lezier. We met them and just introduced them for the first time. So we met some new discoveries while we were there.
We really did.
And they met us. Right? They met us in town in Ensenada at the wine bar right next to the hotel, which is another great discovery. And it's included in our next trip.
Yes.
And he's making the stainless steel Nebbiolo grape, that is dynamite.
So good.
He had 2 or 3 wines that he tasted on.
3
wines. They were all really good.
So
as we're tasting these wines, I'm text messaging pictures to our distributor in New York.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Rebecca, if you buy this wine, I'll commit to buying this. If you so Rebecca messages me back, done, added this to my order. So this company in New York City, this fine wine company, is taking our advice and bringing these wines.
We're going to be known as like the Mexican like gurus, the
I
Mexican
think so.
like ambassadors. And they were calling us that there. Our importer, or the importer, very big importer of Mexican wines. He's like, you guys are our ambassadors. Like, we just love what they are doing down there, and we love it much.
He said, people know you guys in the valley now.
They do. Yeah.
People are talking about you guys. People know you guys in the valley now. So keep up the good work. Help
Yeah.
them, help them get on the map
We're
here.
going to help in any way we possibly
Yeah,
can because
yeah.
they deserve to be on the map. I think we're on the forefront of something. I think we're on something really big. You can get into Mexico, get in and out.
Fly into San
fly into
Diego, hour and a half across the border. That's it.
Yeah.
You're in the Valle de Guadalupe.
Eating lobsters an hour and a half after you land in San Diego. So amazing.
So what our trip does really quick is it starts in San Diego. It goes down the coast to Punto Nuevo. We stop for lobsters at Villa Ortega. We head inland to Tohono Baja. That's where the Mezcal bar is and the two 80-year-old shrimping boats inland at Cuatro Cuatros Vineyard.
I don't think you should give too much information on our trip.
Then we go into the
I know
valley.
you like to.
And for all week long, we do 2 to 3 wineries a day and eat amazing food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. While we're in the valley, we explore everything. Then we head down to Ensenada, stay on the Ensenada waterfront for 2 nights. We head an hour south to 2 new wine regions. Santo Tomas, which has Santo Tomas Winery, Santo Tomas Valley.
Is the oldest winery.
The oldest winery, 1882. And a place called La Grulla,
which is where
a region where Palafox is. And we go to that region and we go to some of the best restaurants in Ensenada.
It's amazing.
La Guerranese, the ceviche, Tacos Phoenix. We do Tacos El Yaqui on the way back. On the last day, we go to a place where they invented the margarita, Husong's. We go to the other place.
The Oyster Bar, which we just found.
Bar.
So many great things. And
what was before we finish this, what was your favorite dish when we were there all week?
Oh my gosh, my favorite dish all week. It's probably that quinoa dish, actually. At Fauna. They made this quinoa with with lime. That was really, really good. Oh my gosh, what else?
My favorite dish?
Which was?
The smoked tomato water oysters.
Oh yeah, which was at Fauna as well.
They take tomato water. So after you cook tomatoes and you puree and you cook it, separate it, they trap the smoke in the water, which is all liquid smoke is. And by the way, folks, it's a very natural product, liquid smoke. And then they pour this smoked tomato water on top of these chilled oysters on the half shell. And they are amazing.
I would say the chili killies that we had too were really good.
How about the smoked broccoli?
Smoked broccoli.
Which is spicy this time.
I gotta tell you, I didn't have a bad meal there. I mean, everything was delicious. We had sea bass at one point. We had tostadas,
the ceviche tostadas.
I'm trying to think what I had the first night.
Even the octopus at Villa Ortega's was cooked to perfection.
And our
trio.
Yeah, our trio at Montchenique. The food was phenomenal. We had some oysters there. We had a squid dish, right? With blank ink rice. Didn't we have that there?
The time before,
yes. The time before.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, the food there, we could just go on and talk about the food, talk about all the experiences. Finca Altisano, I mean, all the food there was amazing. The burrata was great. It's local burrata, they say, right, from Mexico. Yes. So, I mean, everything we had was phenomenal.
If you want to travel with us,
taste good wine.
Travel with us for this food and wine adventure in Mexico or anywhere. Go to VIPwineryvacations.com. Click the Mexico link or the region you want to go to.
You can call us too.
Look for our upcoming trips. Our phone number's on there. Our email address is on there. You can reach out to us. And when you travel, you're traveling with us to our friends' vineyards.
VIP style.
Yes, to our friends' vineyards. They roll out the red carpet for us.
Boutique wineries and hotels. And we can't talk enough about it.
This is not like a normal tour. These are our friends that we're taking it to. These are the people that we do business with in our restaurant. We can text
them right now and say, hey, we're coming.
We're coming.
We have 12 guests. So even if you want a private tour, if you want to get a couple of your friends together, Marcus and I would be happy to travel with you and arrange it all with you.
We have a VIP platinum option too, where you stay 2 extra days with us.
I can't wait to hear
about that. Take the helicopter up into the valley and on the Pacific Ocean.
Beautiful. And
there's some more restaurants and some more wineries at 2 extra days. So that's the VIP option. It's going to be all on the website.
Excellent.
So, all right, check out our website. And of course, this is brought to you by Aroma Thyme Bistro, our farm-to-table restaurant that is located 90 miles of New York City in the beautiful Hudson Valley.
165 Canal Street, Ellenville, New York.
Aroma Thyme, like the herb, THYME, bistro.com.
Excellent.
Thanks for tuning in, folks.
Cheers.
Great day. Cheers.
Thank you.